cakes, welcome back to my channel. So today I have a different type of video for you guys. If you guys hear a little one in the background, she came in the room and she's like trying to climb everywhere. She's on the bed, she's trying to go by the window where I'm filming at. But I have a first impression and review today for you guys from the new foundation from Shein's makeup line called SheGlam or something. I'll have all of the information down below of the two products that I'm going to be reviewing today. It's going to be a first impression and then I'm going to try to do a wear test. So the camera I just want to throw out to you guys right now is the Sony ZV-1 that I'm filming on. It does smooth out my skin quite a bit, so my skin doesn't look this perfect, you guys. So I'm going to go ahead and throw in a clip right now that I just filmed on my iPhone. Same spot that I'm filming in, just so you guys could kind of see like the texture that I have going on. Because this camera is a little bit deceiving. My skin doesn't look this perfect. So I am going to be switching off from filming from here and then showing you guys clips from my iPhone. But I just wanted to say I did already prep my skin. I use the Good Molecules Niacinamide Serum. I had applied that as soon as I finished washing up and washing my face. And then I had that set into my skin for a little bit and then I tried, or well, I'm trying the e.l.f. Holy Hydration Face Cream with 30 SPF sunscreen with hyaluronic acid and peptide complex. So I've been using this one for a little bit. So I had that sitting on my face for a while, and then I did prime my face with the e.l.f. Poreless Putty Primer as well as the e.l.f. Mint Melt Cooling Face Primer, because I normally like to do this type of reviews with the products that I normally wear. I do not like switching out primers and stuff like that for certain foundations. I want a foundation to work with whatever I'm already using, because I don't like, you know, spending a lot of money on other unnecessary stuff. So yeah, let's go ahead and jump onto the product information part. So the foundation, I'm just reading online, costs $9. I believe there's 30 shades and they have pretty good reviews. It's like 5 out of 5 stars. And the shade I got is in Cappuccino. I'm not too sure if this is going to match me because I did get kind of pale moving here in the mainland. It did come with this velour type of sleeve, which I think is pretty cool, but like, what am I going to do with it? I appreciate it, but like, what am I going to do with it? I mean, I'll probably use it, but I don't know. But yeah, so it came with that. And then I'm also going to be reviewing the SheGlam concealer in the shade Walnut, which is this little guy right here. So I'm going to go ahead and first talk about the foundation. It's supposed to be a long-lasting, breathable, matte foundation. So my skin, when I was back in Hawaii, it was very oily, but since moving here where it's cold, my skin has become very dry. I end up getting dry patches along my cheeks. That's why I'm using the niacinamide. I heard it's supposed to like give you moisture balance or balance out your moisture levels. And I do have textures and large pores, so it's supposed to help that. Obviously, I just started using it, so I mean, I don't really know what it's doing, but my nighttime routine does consist of hyaluronic serums, so hopefully this won't look too dry and cakey on my face. Like I said, I got it in the shade Cappuccino. Just looks like that, and also has a nice pump. I've watched reviews on YouTube about it, so obviously I didn't use it, so it's going to be a real first impression. The tools today that we're going to be using, I'm going to be using a beauty blender on this side of my face and a round top brush from e.l.f. on this side of my face. I normally like to use a beauty blender whenever I'm using foundations, or if I use a brush, I still end up finishing off with a beauty blender. This one is actually from Hailey's Beauty. It's one of my favorites. I used to love the Wet n Wild one and the e.l.f., but I felt like they changed the material a little bit. It doesn't feel like one of the ones that I had in the past, and I honestly been loving the Hailey's one more right now. So these are the tools that we're going to be using today. So this is how the consistency looks like. It's pretty thick. I don't know if this is going to match me at all. Oh, it looks kind of dark. So I zoomed you guys in so you guys can see me like blend it out. This shade is a little bit dark for me right now, but I'm sure once it's summer here in Florida, I will get my tan back. Recently, you guys, I haven't been using a lot of foundations on a day-to-day basis. I like using just a concealer and spot concealing. Have my brows on and a mascara. That's my everyday makeup. So, I mean, I still see a little bit of my blemish peeking through right here. You guys can't really see it on camera, but I can. So I'm going to try to build it up a little. I'm going to go ahead and just pump a little bit on here and build that up on this area because I do have some breakouts. Yeah, this shade is maybe like half a shade too dark for me right now. Can you guys, oh my god, you guys can kind of tell. It's a little dark. Hopefully this doesn't oxidize. Okay, so I just filmed a little bit close up of how it looks like on my phone. I don't think it looks that great. Like, it looks like skin. It doesn't look super matte. So this is more like a satin finish. I don't know why they say a matte finish. A satin finish is something that's going to be between a matte and a dewy foundation look. So it's more like a satin. So I'm going to go ahead and just pump a little bit more into my finger and apply it to this side of my face. And I personally don't like using a lot of foundation. Like, you know, some people use like 2 pumps or something. I don't like doing that. So with the brush, I'm going to go ahead and stipple it on. I do have some breakouts right here. And off the bat, the brush obviously is giving me a lot more coverage. So brush side, sponge side. What I'm gonna go ahead and do is just kind of pounce this beauty blender on the top. I think it's oxidizing, you guys. Like, I'm looking like a Oompa Loompa. It's a good thing I have a turtleneck on today. Okay, I cannot use this the whole day. I cannot. It sucks because I was gonna bring this foundation to Hawaii because I'm gonna be visiting. Maybe when I go back home and get a tan, I can use it. I don't know. I don't really want a tan because, like, I get dark so easily. But can you guys see? You guys can kind of see how, like, this side is orange. My neck is kind of like lighter. I don't like applying foundation to my neck. I just don't. But yeah, maybe I should have gone 1 shade lighter. I'm not cappuccino. So if you guys are like around my complexion color, don't get cappuccino. It's a little bit too light. So we're gonna be trying the concealer. This, I don't know what it's called, but it's just one of their concealers. And I have the shade Walnut. This looks really thick. If you guys probably don't know this because I never said it, but I've been loving the NYX Serum not foundation, the NYX Serum Concealer. So I'm gonna go ahead and try to apply this here and here. You guys see that? Ooh, that feels nice and cool. I'm gonna go ahead and blend this baby out. Oh my god, none of these complexion colors are working with my skin. Like, this is basically the same color as the foundation. Oh my god. It does look pretty heavy underneath the eyes. So maybe for like a really full type of glam day, I would say try this out. But for every day, right now it's looking kind of thick. And then on this side, I'm going to go ahead and blend it out with the other end of the brush. Bring it down, that's my nose. This camera is so deceiving. I don't look like this. Put the concealer on. Alrighty guys, so I went ahead and finished the rest of my face. I was going to throw on some lashes. I was going to throw these bad boys on from Live.Love.Lashes, but I am just doing Uber Eats delivery after I filmed this, so I don't want to go too glam. I'm going to go ahead. If you guys are interested in purchasing from Live.Love.Lashes, I am affiliated with them. I don't get paid or anything, but you guys get discounts, so you guys can save. I think it's 15% off if you guys use Cupcakes15. Check them out. They're a local brand from Hawaii, so support locals, support small businesses. But I'm gonna go ahead and throw a clip right now what I just filmed on my iPhone of how the skin is looking like in the beginning of this first impression, just because this camera is fucking deceiving. So the concealer, it's not a bad concealer, but it's not my color. I like the NYX Bear With Me Serum Concealer. This one is my favorite. And for foundation wise, it doesn't feel heavy at all. It feels nice and lightweight. I do think it's breathable. Even though it seemed thick, as you guys saw, like it did not move on my finger, it still feels breathable. It doesn't feel like really heavy, which I really like. I think it's more like a medium to full coverage right off the bat. It's not a full coverage. I had a lot of acne scarring that you guys could see in my cheeks, and I didn't cover it up with a sponge, but with a brush first and then applying a sponge over it, like just to take off the excess foundation, it looked a lot better. So I mean, they're looking about the same on my cheeks and like around the corners of my nose. This side looks a little bit lighter. This side looks a little bit heavier with the brush. So I would say apply a little bit with the brush, build it up, and then top it off with the beauty blender or wet sponge just to take off some of that excess. So I'm going to go ahead, go about my day, and then I'll check back with you guys in a little bit. I'm going to count the check-in time, the beginning of this whole video, 10:30, because that's the time that I had started applying the foundation. So like I said, I'm going to go about my day, and then I'll be back at the end to do a final review. Okay guys, so it's been about an hour and a half since applying the whole foundation and concealer. I feel like my nose is a little bit shiny right now, even though it's supposed to be a matte foundation. My under eyes do feel a little bit heavy, so I'm really used to that NYX concealer, you guys. That's my favorite. I'm going to be doing a review on that later. But as you guys can tell, the foundation oxidized like 2 shades, so I'm not really loving that. But I do have a foundation that's a little bit too light for me, so maybe this would be a good mixing foundation for the summer. But I do like the way it's sitting on my skin. It's just with the brush side, it does look a little bit heavier. I don't know if you guys can tell, but like right here looks a little bit heavier than this side, which is the side I applied it with a sponge. But yeah, this is what the foundation is looking like an hour and a half into wearing it. So I'm probably going to wear it for another hour. Not that long. I can't stand this Oompa Loompa look that I have going on. So I'll check back with you guys in a little bit. Okay guys, I'm going to go ahead and end the video right now. I looking like a Oompa Loompa. I'm going to show footage from the phone just because this camera is very deceiving. My skin is not this smooth and it doesn't look this good on camera. Looking at it on the phone and in the mirror right in front of me, it's really oily for a matte foundation. So this claimed to be a soft matte foundation. In the beginning when I first applied it, it was nice and soft and matte, but I've had this on for only about 3 hours. I started this video at 10:30 and it's currently a little after 1, so I didn't even have the foundation on that long. And even in the camera, you guys can see the high points of my face. It's really shiny. I did set it with a translucent powder from Haley's, which is like my normal go-to. So depending on the footage from that camera and on my phone, you still can tell that it's very shiny for it being a matte foundation and me not even having it for 5 hours. I think this foundation has been overhyped here on social media from these influencers. And the concealer, I would probably just use this to clean up the brows and like carve out the brows, but under the eye it's very heavy and it kind of feels cakey and looks cakey. Not only is it not my color for both of the products, but it does look a little bit heavy on the skin. With the foundation though, I think it's best just to apply it with a beauty blender or a sponge and build up coverage from there, because obviously you guys saw from the clips in the beginning, you still could see like the pigmentation from my acne scars on the left side. The right side with the brush did apply better coverage, but it does look a lot heavier near my nose. What I suggest you guys trying the concealer and the foundation, I would say skip out on the concealer and just use or try the NYX Bear With Me concealer, which is my fave, which is this one. This one is pricier than the SheGlam one, of course, but it's a lot more hydrating and you still have nice coverage. This one is very cakey and heavy under the eyes and very drying, so I mean, I wouldn't want my under eyes to be dried out because you can get fine lines that way. So I would just use this maybe as a spot concealer or carving out your brows. But for the price, it's not bad. And for the foundation, I mean, it's okay. I think $9 is a reasonable price, but for it claiming it to be a long-lasting matte foundation, I think the claims are wrong. With that, I think it should be maybe about $6 for this foundation. Plus two, you can't return any of their makeup from SheGlam's website. Unlike if you were to go to a drugstore and it doesn't work out for the color, or if you break out, you can, for most places, return it. I know with Shein, you can buy small little sample packets, but then again, like, I would rather just try to go to like Sephora or Ulta where I could get a sample of a drugstore foundation or high-end foundation and actually get my color right the first time around rather than trying to guesstimate it. But I probably wouldn't really recommend the SheGlam one. I mean, I'm probably still going to be using it just because I don't want it to go to waste. But yeah, overall, I'm not really... It looks nice on the skin from afar, honestly. It looks really nice, like looking at it in the mirror. But up close, it does look heavy, especially on my under eyes. So the concealer, I would say no. The foundation is alright. I don't think it's a super full coverage foundation like everybody was hyping it about. It was more medium, and I did test it out with the scarring that I have on my face. And yeah, so I would just suggest you guys using it with a sponge if you guys do decide to get the foundation. I would say just skip out on the concealer and just try the foundation if you guys like. I think if you guys have really oily skin, this probably won't work for you because I don't have extremely oily skin and I'd be glowing already. My T-zone, it looks really glowy and oily, and it was only in the 60s and 50s today where I'm at. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys did, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. If you guys haven't already, go ahead and subscribe to my channel so you guys could be one of my cupcakes, and I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye!